Multipliers Part 3. Talent only shines when fear is removed. At around 9 o'clock at night, a big screen was glowing in a conference room. Outside, the city was quiet, but inside the room every face was filled with tension. It felt as if a silent test rather than a meeting was about to begin. Reports were kept on the table, laptops were open, and every department was waiting for its turn to come. Someone wanted to speak the truth, but no one had the courage. Everyone feared that if even the right thing was taken in the wrong tone, it would cause trouble. Just then the door of the room opened. The senior leader came inside, and without anything being said, the entire air changed. People straightened their backs, but instead of opening up, minds gradually began to close. Everyone knew that today, if a wrong question was asked or a weak answer was given, an insult could happen in front of everyone. Therefore, instead of their ideas, people began saving their words. The fear begins right from here. If even talented people are afraid to speak in front of the leader, can the organization truly remain smart? Can reports and targets alone make a company intelligent? And the curiosity is that if that same team, those same people and those same problems receive freedom instead of fear, can the best ideas suddenly come out? Does the environment truly change the result of talent? In part 2, we saw that a multiplier first becomes a talent magnet. He recognizes the talent hidden inside people, puts it in the right place and lets it grow. But recognizing talent is only the beginning. The story of leaders like Meg Whitman tells us that the right leadership does not just hire talent, but rather gives it a path to become big. They do not use people, they make them future ready. But here a new question stands up. Talent was found, genius was recognized, but if the environment is one of fear, how will that genius come out? If the voice itself is shut, how will intelligence be seen? Right here the third story of multipliers begins. In this part, the leader moves ahead from a talent magnet and becomes a liberator, meaning that leader who removes the lock from people's minds. A liberator is that leader who creates such an atmosphere where people can think, speak, take risks, and give their best work. He does not give just freedom. Along with freedom, he gives a purpose too. Opposite to this is the tyrant. A tyrant can also be smart, can be experienced, but around them, people shrink. Their presence makes people cautious, not big. The problem with a tyrant is not that they know nothing. Many times, the problem is exactly that they feel only they can think correctly. For them, the team becomes an execution machine, not a source of ideas. In the book, the story of Jenna Healy shows this exact tension. She was a senior leader of operations in a telecom company. Her experience was strong, but her impact used to fall heavy on people. She was intelligent, experienced, and understood business. But her team looked at her with fear more than respect. In front of her, people did not work, they protected themselves. People used to say that she could make anyone a target whenever she wanted. No one used to know upon whom the next criticism was going to fall. This exact uncertainty creates the most fear. This uncertainty had made the entire team nervous, not alert. People began reading the leader's mood more than the work. Their focus shifted away from problem solving to self-protection. In a quarterly meeting, different teams came to discuss the business status. There was data in the room, there were reports and perhaps some useful ideas too. But ideas come out only when there is safety in the room. The IT manager Daniel placed his report and asked a question. The question was perhaps to understand the process, but Jenna took it as an attack. That one misunderstanding changed the direction of the entire meeting. Then, confrontation rather than discussion began in the room. Voices became high. Arguments became sharp, and the rest of the people became quiet and began to watch. The purpose of the meeting became an ego battle, not business. Some people were supporting Daniel's courage in their hearts. Some people were afraid, because their presentation was still left. They were feeling that the next turn might be theirs. After the meeting, perhaps the slides survived, the reports survived, but the real thinking died. No one was able to share their original idea openly. In such an environment, the truth is present in the room, but it does not speak. A tyrant does exactly this. He can force people to work, but does not leave them free to think. People obey his order, but hold back their minds. In an atmosphere of fear, people give the safest answer. They do not give a bold idea, because the attack on a bold idea can also be bold. Therefore, defense comes in place of innovation. Gradually, the team begins to give average performance. In the effort to not look wrong, people leave speaking even the right thing. From the outside, everything looks normal. From the inside, creativity keeps becoming weak. The talent magnet of part 2 gets stuck here. You hired A players, but if they are not able to speak, then A players too will begin giving B work. Talent needs the right atmosphere too, not just a job. A liberator breaks this trap. He creates such an air in the room where people work with focus, not fear. Their energy is spent on solving the problem, not on managing the leader. Today in the management world, this is also connected to psychological safety, meaning people in the team can ask questions, admit mistakes, and challenge an idea. This safety creates a learning culture, not a weak culture. But being a liberator does not mean becoming a soft leader. This is not some comfortable picnic environment. A liberator does not accept a low standard in the name of kindness. A liberator gives both comfort and pressure together. He says it is safe to speak here, but average work is not acceptable. This exact balance separates him from a soft leader. The example of Steven Spielberg helps in understanding this balance. He is counted among the most successful and influential filmmakers in the world. But his success was not built on his own genius alone. He has a deep understanding of the craft. His grip is considered to be on everything: camera, story, emotion, editing, performance. Yet he does not control the creative process alone. Yet he does not snatch away every person's work on the set himself. He lets actors, writers, designers, and crew contribute their best. He knows that a great film is built from the intelligence of many people. In creative work, every idea is not perfect in the beginning. Many times, a rough idea itself gets polished and becomes a powerful scene. If the leader crushes every rough idea, the magic will simply not be born. A liberator does not kill rough ideas instantly. He gives them space, tests them, and then pushes them to the best version. For him, an imperfect idea too is the raw material for learning. That is why people want to work with such leaders again and again. They know that here their creativity will not be suppressed, it will grow. And when a human being grows, they begin to give their best. This is exactly the duality of a liberator. He gives space too, and keeps a standard too. He gives the team an open field, but keeps the game serious. He says, I am giving you the freedom to think, but in return I want your best thinking. This is freedom with accountability, not freedom without accountability. This is the exact difference between an intense and a tense environment. In an intense atmosphere, there is focus. In a tense atmosphere, there is fear. Both can look like pressure from the outside, but the experience inside is different. In an intense room, people attack the problem. In a tense room, people remain engaged in saving each other or themselves. A liberator keeps the problem in the center. He does not make the person a target. The first habit of becoming a liberator is giving people space. Space does not mean only a physical room. It is a mental room too. People need space to think, speak, and experiment. Many leaders speak so much in a meeting that other people are simply not able to think. Their confidence fills the room. The intelligence of the team gets suppressed under the leader's voice. A liberator steps back a little. He asks questions, gives pauses, and gives people time to develop the answer. He does not shortcut the team's thinking by giving a quick answer. Sometimes, silence too is a leadership tool. When the leader does not give an immediate answer, the team begins the use of its mind. This exact silence pushes people toward ownership. The second habit is demanding the best work from people. A liberator does not accept mediocre work just because the atmosphere is friendly. He is friendly, but he is not casual. In a famous leadership story of Henry Kissinger, his staff submitted a foreign policy report. Kissinger asked, "Is this your best work?" This question challenged the person more than the report. The staff member thought and took the report back. A better draft came a few days later, but the same question stood up again. Every time, the question forced him to look further up at his standard. After many rounds, when the staff member truly said, "This is my best work," only then did Kissinger speak of reading the report. This moment was one of pressure, but of growth too. The real lesson of this story is not harshness. The lesson is that great leaders lift people above their own standards. They do not let them get satisfied quickly. A liberator does not extract the best work by insulting. He extracts the best work by raising expectations. He challenges the output of the person while saving their dignity. He says, "I consider you capable, therefore I will not accept ordinary output from you." This line is tough to hear, but respect is hidden in it. The third habit is making a rapid learning cycle. Because a smart team is not one that never makes a mistake, but one that learns quickly. Learning speed itself is the true strength of modern teams. Leaders like 𝐼𝐨𝐥𝐥𝐨𝐰 do not make mistakes a thing to hide. They make them learning material. For them, failure is feedback, not shame. If a product fails, a tyrant will ask, whose fault was it? A liberator will ask, what assumption did we catch wrong? This exact question turns blame into learning. This small difference changes the future of the team. Blame shuts people down, learning opens people up. In blame, people defend. In learning, people improve. When the leader accepts his mistakes openly, the team also begins to speak the truth. Speaking the truth itself is the beginning of improvement. No system becomes strong without the truth. A liberator does not give a free pass to mistakes. He does not accept repeated carelessness. Safety does not mean a holiday from accountability. His rule is clear. A mistake can happen, but learning from it is essential. Repeating that same mistake again and again becomes a leadership issue. This is exactly what happens in a small business too. Imagine the order got late from the delivery team. This can look like a small problem, but its effect falls on customer trust. A tyrant owner will shout in front of everyone. Next time, the staff will start hiding the delay and will give the customer update late too. Fear did not solve the problem, it hid the problem. A liberator owner will ask, where did the delay happen? Packing, route, stock, or communication? Then the system will be fixed. The team will understand that speaking the truth is not a punishment, but the beginning of a solution. The result will be that the team will connect with the solution, not with fear, and the business will become a little more mature with every mistake. This learning cycle gradually builds the culture. A liberator runs meetings in a different way too. He does not just listen to the presentation, he listens to the thinking. For him, the thinking behind the slide is more important than the slide. He asks, what do you see in this data? Which risk are we ignoring? Such questions make the room active. When someone disagrees, he does not defend immediately. First, he understands what the person opposite is seeing. Through this, disagreement can become an insight, not a fight. From this, the team gets the signal that disagreement is not disloyalty. Sometimes, disagreement alone saves the organization. Because blind agreement is many times the biggest risk. A liberator gives a voice to quiet people too. He knows that the loudest person is not always the wisest. Many times, the deepest thinking lies hidden behind silence. Many times, the best idea is held by that person who is sitting quietly making notes in the last row of the meeting. A liberator gives such people a place in the room too. A liberator shares credit too. Because if the idea belongs to the employee, then the recognition too should be received by the employee. If credit begins to be stolen, people stop giving ideas. A leader does not become small by sharing credit. On the contrary, the team has trust that contribution will not be stolen here. And as trust increases, contribution increases too. In part 1, we learned that a multiplier is a genius maker. He makes people smarter around him. His presence increases the intelligence of the team. In part 2, we saw that a talent magnet attracts the right people, recognizes their native genius, and removes blockers. He does not hold talent back, he grows it. Now part 3 explains that freedom is needed for talent to shine. Genius comes out only when fear goes out. In a room full of fear, even the best mind gives a safe answer. If you are a leader, observe your room today. With your arrival, do people open up or do they become quiet? This question can show the truth of your leadership. In your meeting, do people ask bold questions or give only safe answers? Do people come to impress you or to solve a problem? Does your team hide mistakes or fix the system by learning from them? If people are hiding the truth, then perhaps they have a fear of punishment. The beginning of becoming a liberator is very small. Speaking a little less, listening a little more, and demanding their best from people. These exact small behaviors change the culture. But the story is not over yet. Talent arrived, the environment became safe, now the next question is even bigger. After safety, the team needs direction and a challenge. If people began to speak, began to think, and began to give ideas, how will the leader push them ahead of an ordinary target? Can the leader take the team to a goal that looks impossible? In the next part, this exact turn will come, where a multiplier will not just give space, but will place such a challenge before the team that will look like an impossible one. And that very challenge will take the team ahead of its true limit.
If this video has taught you something new, or if you feel this information should reach more people, don't forget to like and share the video. Your small share can become valuable and useful information for someone else. If you have any questions related to this topic, or if you would like to share your opinion with us, be sure to write in the comment box. We read every question and suggestion from you, because your feedback inspires us to create better content. And if you want to keep receiving such interesting and reliable information about business, the economy, and the world in the future, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel GRT Business and also press the bell icon so that you get notifications of every new video directly. At GRT Business, we always strive to provide you with accurate, balanced, and reliable information. Our news and analysis are prepared based on information obtained from various news agencies, public sources, and public opinion. We make every effort to verify and validate each fact as much as possible. But in case of any possible error or dispute, the responsibility lies with the respective sources. Our only aim is to present you with a correct and trustworthy perspective so that you can understand any topic better.